Hello friends, it's John Milkey from blasttheradio.com with another and long overdue installment of my mental health moment. I just want to address off the top, as I always do, that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor of any type. I'm a radio guy who has depression, who has anxiety, who has SADS, and I talk about it occasionally in a blog. And my apologies for not having blogged in a while, but when it comes to my own mental health, I had a bit of a revelation a while ago, and I've been spending a lot of time exploring that. It was something that I needed to do, combined with some afternoon opportunities for work, putting the boat away and getting ready for winter, etc. Anyway, I'm back, and this blog is something that is an important one for me to talk about, because I know a lot of people deal with SADS, seasonal affective disorder. When the days get shorter, we're spending a lot more time in darkness. It becomes increasingly more difficult to find happiness. That's where these little lights come in. I don't know if you've heard about these happy lights at all, but I want to talk about these lights the way I learned about light when it comes to photography. You see, in photography, if you mix different light sources, you can get some really weird effects going on in your camera. You've probably witnessed that. If you've taken a selfie, out at a restaurant with a friend, you look kind of orange or red. That's the light source in the restaurant. It's kind of a red temperature. If you take a picture of yourself in the office, and you've got those fluorescent lights, they're probably greenish or even sometimes orangish, reddish again. Different lights have different color temperatures. Daylight is kind of blue. It's measured on the degrees Kelvin scale. I think it's 5,600, maybe 56,000 Kelvin. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But these things, what they do is they replicate daylight. I got this at Bed Bath & Beyond. The drugstore sells them. I'm sure Costco has them as well. They're around. They're happy lights. 50 or 60 bucks. I got a couple of these around the house. Check this out. So you just turn this on. It replicates daylight. That's what it does. So you leave it in a room that you spend a lot of time in. I'm going to leave this one in my studio this year because that's where I spend the bulk of my time. I'm convinced this is going to make a difference, but I've got one in the basement as well where I watch TV, and I've got one up in the living room. They're important, these happy lights, and they do exactly as the name would suggest they do. They create some happy. If you're using one, I'd love for you to chime in. If you haven't used one yet and you find the winter months become a real challenge, why don't you investigate and perhaps invest in a happy light? Like I said, they're around 50 or 60 bucks. My name is John Milkey. This has been another edition of My Mental Health Moment. You can find me at MyMentalHealthMoment.ca. I have depression. And I refuse to be depressed about it.